Action, Texas Senator Ted Cruz. Senator, thank you. Great to have you, Senator.
Great to be with you, John.
Alan Dershowitz once said to me, you were one of the best students he's ever had in the history of teaching Harvard Law. Put your law hat on. Tell us legally what you see here.
Legally, I see every single day the evidence is growing and growing and growing. And we're also seeing, you just played a minute ago, Jake Tapper and Elizabeth Warren, neither the corporate media nor any congressional Democrat cares at all whether the President of the United States received millions of dollars of bribes from foreign nationals. Even that little exchange there where Jake Tapper asked, well, gosh, it was sort of influence peddling, and isn't that bothersome? No, those are not the allegations, Jake. You're a journalist, or you're supposed to be. The allegations are bribery, that it wasn't just Hunter selling access, it was Hunter selling official favors from his father, Joe Biden. Let's go to what that FD 1023 specifically says, the FBI form, a confidential human source that had been reliable previously to the FBI, came forward and said that the oligarch who owns Burisma paid $5 million to Hunter Biden and $5 million to Joe Biden in exchange for Joe Biden's help getting rid of the prosecutor that was investigating Burisma and investigating that oligarch. Now, what is bribery? The essence of bribery is a quid pro quo. We remember from the first Trump impeachment, the media, Jake knows what a quid pro quo is. He talked about it incessantly when it concerned Donald Trump. Quid pro quo is Latin for this, for that. Bribery is paying someone something of value in an exchange for an official favor. Now, the quo we know happened because, as you noted, Joe Biden has confessed to it in a video interview where he said he went to Ukraine. He held hostage $1 billion in U.S. loan guarantees and demanded of the Ukrainian government fire the prosecutor that is investigating Burisma and investigating the oligarch. We know the quo happened. The only question was, did the quid happen? Did they pay $10 million for him to do so? If so, Joe Biden is guilty of bribery. Hunter is guilty of selling official favors from his father. And if that is the case, Joe Biden should be impeached. He should be removed from office. He should be prosecuted, and he should go to prison. And he should share a cell with Hunter for corrupting the government of the United States.
Senator, I agree with Kevin Brock. This now justifies a full investigation into money laundering and bribery. It does. But I sadly say this, and I mean sadly, I do not believe in this moment of history that we currently have equal justice and equal application of our laws, and I don't see this Department of Justice ever doing their job. They are obsessed with one man, 24/7, 365, year in, year out, and that's Donald Trump. And they will not, they are steadfastly refusing to do the proper investigation into what I believe could be the biggest bribery corruption scandal in the history of this country from the White House.
Look, there's never been an allegation in the history of our country like this, that a president of the United States or a vice president, in Joe Biden's case, when these allegations occurred, sold official favors for millions of dollars. The House Oversight Committee, James Comer, just released. They have bank records now that show more than $20 million went to Joe Biden's family. These are payments. These are payments to his brother, payments to his son, payments to the widow of his other son, payments to his grandkids, payments to just about everyone. Damn near Fluffy the dog got paid by Ukrainians and Russians and Kazakhs and Chinese communists, and they're paid through shell corporations. Now, what's a shell corporation? A shell corporation is a legal fiction. It's not a real company. It's not like you start a car wash business that has employees that actually does something. No, a shell corporation exists on paper, and its main purpose is to launder money, to hide the money that's coming in. I have to tell you, I do not know any individual in government, Republican or Democrat, who has ever done anything remotely like what is alleged here, which has had a business of selling official favors for tens of millions of dollars. And by the way, They're not getting money. Hunter wasn't getting money from the French or the British or the Canadians or friends of America. They were seeking out Chinese communists and corrupt oligarchs who were willing to do things. Sean, look, you live a good life. Have you ever had a corrupt foreign oligarch transfer you, wire you over $100,000, the exact price for a brand new fancy sports car?
Senator, if that's a real question, unfortunately, it just never happened to me. I'm wondering why. But I prefer, rather than the Porsche, I want the Corvette Z06. I like to buy American.
Good choice.
Senator, I got to tell you, you still have it. You're on your A game. Professor Dershowitz is right. Thank you for being with us. Hey, Sean Hannity here. Hey, click here to subscribe to Fox News YouTube page and catch our hottest interviews and most compelling analysis. You will not get it anywhere else.